All right, on to the chaplains now. Our chaplain speaker is going to be Chief Dr. Lance Jones, and he's going to speak for 8 minutes. He is the president of Safe and Secure Worldwide Protection. He's the founder of the Jones Group of Businesses, and he grew up in Newark, New Jersey, to federal civil servant Henrietta Jones and civil rights leader Reverend Boyd Cantrell of Newark, New Jersey, in a renowned security. He is a renowned security expert and seasoned entrepreneur with over 40 years of experience serving in the security, law enforcement, and correctional industry. He's revered and sought after for his expertise. Having served various entertainers, political, and corporate leaders across the U.S., his most notable achievement included serving U.S. President Barack Hussein Obama at the Democratic Convention twice during both elections. Congresswoman Alma Adams approved to serve the Republican convention of President Donald Trump, however, was subsequently invited by President Joe Biden to attend his inauguration in 2021, accompanied by Congresswoman Dr. Alma Adams. Lance Jones Sr. serves as executive board member and global ambassador at Africans Brain Bank since 2019. He's a chapter president of North State Law Enforcement Officers Association, the country's oldest African-American police union, member of the U.S. State Department OSAC International, as well as many, many other great achievements. He has a heart radio show, as well as he's a podcaster of the Lance Jones Show. So without further ado, I bring to the mic none other than our Speaker for Chaplaincy, Chief Dr. Lance Jones, Chaplain.
Thank you very much. Eubanks and the entire family, all of the graduates today, congratulations to you all. It's a heck of an accomplishment. I am Lance Jones, Sr. I have 5 children. The owner and founder of Safe and Secure Worldwide Protection. I, like many of you, came up in America, in the inner city streets, and was not supposed to make it. And many of my friends didn't. The streets of Newark and New York City. But God had a plan. And He has a plan for each one of us. When I think about this planet, and I want us for a minute, just for a moment, to get up into the thinking of a God for a moment, as we all children of the Most High. This planet, 196,940,000 square miles to it, with a people who was brought from one continent to another hundreds of years ago. When we got here, we were no people at all. Chattel slavery, servants, hewers of wood. Right? Why would a God take a people from one station in life to another, except He had a mission that He wanted to fulfill in this country, under the tutelage of some people who were strangers to us? People often say, Chief, we're not doing anything as a people. We're not making any progress. I beg to differ. We're not today where we were 100, 200 years ago. It was because of the suffering of our foreparents, the murder, the sharecropping, all the things that our people went through in this nation, that you and I today can stand under the leadership of Dr. Eubank, Chancellor Eubank, and the university that God gave her the vision of. And because she was obedient, you and I can stand here together and go through this ceremony. In thinking about the God What is our purpose? And it says to do right to others, do right by others, and so on and so forth. But I really want us, and I said this to the men that we met, when you come from the streets of Newark, New Jersey, and saw all of you saw in New York and Harlem and all that crap, and then you find out that you, in fact, are a God, a child of the Most High God. I've been very blessed. Very blessed. Louis Farrakhan. I can go to name. I can go down the road. Jay-Z, Russell Simmons, Michael V. Roberts, George Fraser. I can go down the list of celebrities and billionaires and millionaires. Little me, yeah. And so you and I, as we go through this journey of life, when it's all said and done, what will be your contribution? What do you want it to be? Do you think big? I know every one of us, everyone on this video today, think big. But I really want you to explore. Listen, once you become successful in this life, you should be almost a person that has the spirit should be cancerous in a good way. In other words, when people see you, they should be at awe. When you speak to them, they should feel the spirit of the God coming through and in you. We should walk that way. We should achieve things. And I look at the security company and all of my clients. This is a young man that came out of Newark, New Jersey. And, you know, Mr. Joel Dudley Sr. of Dudley Products, who was my mentor for a long time. Well, he only went to the 3rd grade. I think he's 84 now. Still with us. But he amassed a $54 million organization with a 3rd grade education. Let that sink in a minute. So, well, how could he do that? Well, the world had a plan and God had a plan. And I say the same thing. I didn't quite hit 54 million yet, but we're on the way. And look at all the things that we're doing, all the businesses and the families that we raise, who are the children who are doing well. We have an obligation to God. I love the name. There are many universities out there with GODSU focused on developing Godship, excellence. If our children don't get it from us, who are they going to get it from? I told the younger generation in our other meeting, I'm so proud of you. The future is bright. I told them that every person who is successful in this life has failed at something. Failure is a prerequisite to success. If you're not trying anything, you won't fail anything. So I encourage us to think big, really big, out of the box. We have something that's called the WOW. I had a vision in 2019. I told our African brothers and sisters on the continent and some of our people here, I said, you know, I thought about Michael Jackson. He said, we are the world. I said in 2019, I said, we are one. Both the African on the continent and the African American here in America. We're one family. And I said to them, we need to have a mass event that restores the love and respect among our people for each other. Not to exclude anyone else, but of self first and others, my belief. He said, sure. I got a call from a man named Perry Marino, the uncle of Fantasia. He said, I heard your idea. He said, I got a man I think we need to talk to. And that man happened to be Barry Gordon and Mickey Stevens. Got him on the line. I gave them the vision. I'm happy to announce that this year we're working on with Barry Gordon in Motown and Mickey Stevens in particular. The WOW, we are one, uniting our people on both continents. Wonderful, wonderful. And this is the power of the God that will give you a vision that is bigger than you. But you have to believe. So many of our people are shut down and despair and they're broken and hungry and out of doors. I get it. I get it. The question ultimately is, do you believe? Belief accounts for nothing except it is carried into practice. So I'm encouraging us. I really wanted, one of the brothers said, one of the questions in the men's meeting was, Brother Chief, if you had 10,000 men, we gave you 10,000 men to speak to you, what would you say? I said, give me the 10,000. Because we need some men. These sisters that are single, the children, young brothers and sisters, kids out there running around, we need some men. And we're responsible for this, brothers. We have to shoulder this, the community. When you see the brothers going awry, it's okay to go up to them. I grew up in the Nation of Islam. Later in my life, I got a little wiser, started traveling the Men's Park. So I know what it is to go to the inner city streets, to the projects, and talk to the brothers on the corner, and get them from selling their dope and chasing women, and making responsible men in our community. We need more men. So let's bring the 10,000. Let's not make it a conversation. Let's put it out there with the why. We 196,940,000 square miles of the planet. With 7 billion people on it. We spend $1.7 trillion a year in terms of those of us in America and our spending habits, which makes us about the 13th richest nation in the world. But we're divided. And that division is killing us. It's killing us economically. We then turn our children over to a system that let me go through for 8 years, even to high school. I dropped out of high school, went and got a GED, became a federal officer. So you can go, I was upset because I spent all the time in high school and he started New Jersey. And they said, well, you can go down there and get a GED. And I said, well, I was pissed. I was a little upset. I said, you mean I can do in 2 weeks what you had me done for 4 years in high school? And then you failed me? It was a Black woman that failed me. She said, well, you hanging out with the principal, you're hanging out with the, so on and so forth. I'm not passing. And that became the journey. That's where the journey began for me. Get the GED, get the GED, and then to dream big and say, you know what, if I'm going to be a police officer, I want to be at the top. So I applied to local police. They knocked me. The feds brought me on. Yes. The feds brought me on. I became a federal officer under Attorney Dick Thornburg at the time, U.S. Attorney General. So the journey for me has been a wonderful journey. But I tell you, and I tell all the brothers and the young folks and everyone, certainly all of you who don't need, you all are taking your own journey, you have faith, but increase that times 10. I really want us to test God, test them.
Yes.
Test them. Not something with something large, something you don't even know you can do. And then be obedient to it and strive after it. If you fail, okay, fine, get back up, keep moving.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Awesome, thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
I appreciate you. Great job. You can see that someone who was not encouraged, had a teacher who was not encouraging. It's one thing to encourage your students to improve and do better, even if that's not happening. But it's another thing to just discourage them and to let them stop. What if he had not stopped? Listening to the negative teacher and start being positive himself and finishing up school, he would not be here today. In fact, the founding dean of GODSU, billionaire builder, Dr. Michael V. Roberts, who actually sat with me before this university was started. And we figured out what we needed to do. He flew in a president of a historically Black college and university and had him to sit on our board to make sure everything was done in order. He sat with Chief Dr. Lance Jones and told him, make sure that, you know, everything that Dr. Diane tells you to do, do it. She's doing it because it's the best thing for you. It may not sound good at the beginning because it may take you out of your comfort zone, but look at you. Do you remember when we started with Chief Dr. Lance? I mean, his Zoom was going around a circle. You be getting dizzy. Did you see him now? Okay, he listened. He took the Zoom course, and look at him. He is fabulous. Okay, he is looking gorgeous, and that's what happens. Is that, you know, we just listen and be humble, and that's one thing he is humble. He actually flew in yesterday to Virginia thinking he was going to meet with me because we have the graduation there, but I'm getting there tonight, Chief Dr. Lance. So yourself and Dr. Lakeisha, and I believe Dr. Charles. Is there anybody else coming to Virginia to meet with me? That's it. Well, those folks, you will come on stage before 700 people, including some of the top ambassadors all over the world, kings, queens. I believe the new governor, first Black governor for Maryland is actually going to be there, and you will be on stage getting your degree. So I only have those three so far. Nobody else is coming, but you guys are going to get that honor.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. I want you all to like, subscribe, comment, and share. And stay tuned. We have some more messages that follow. And I look forward to seeing you next week